the Boxers Trainers channel. And let me say this before we get involved in this podcast, right? This is a phone chat podcast, right? So if I say something in the course of this podcast and you guys feel it's wrong or you want to debate it, area code 870-571-3995, right? Call in and we can talk about it, debate about it. And the thing about me is that I don't want to think that when you have a conversation, when you debate, right, that you leave the room being mad, angry, right, because you was dissatisfied at the result of the conversation, right? But here's the deal with me, right? I believe that um, men, right, have a right to debate, right? And there's nothing wrong with agreeing, and there's also nothing wrong with disagreeing, right? Men agree to disagree in conversations, in debates, right? And until people get to the point where they are familiar with dialectic materialism, right? That is holding a conversation maybe with three people, right? And coming up with a scientific solution to the subject matter of the conversation, right? Um, you're going to have these type of situations where men agree to disagree. So I'm saying it to say this: if we have conversation and you disagree, that's okay. That's totally okay, man. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we understand each other as men and not leave the table, right, with frowns on our face because we didn't win the war of words. You understand what I'm trying to say, people? So let's get busy. Look, Floyd Mayweather Jr., whom I might add, I have a lot of respect for when it comes to his ability to perform in the game, right? Before and after. He had a gang of exhibitions where he basically won all of them, right? So he is totally undefeated. As a professional, he's undefeated, right? But here's the deal. He announced day before yesterday that he was coming out of retirement. Now, there is a lot of disagreement in the reasons for why, although he didn't give a reason, right, for why Floyd Mayweather Jr. might be considered coming out of retirement, right? And the biggest one that I take note to, shout out to the chat, is that ship will sail. Okay, the ship will sail. Said he has no money, right? That is the litany of reasons why, as far as the world is concerned, why Floyd Mayweather Jr. is coming out of retirement. I still need that number, brother. So let me say this, in all fairness to Floyd Mayweather Jr. I like Floyd Mayweather Jr., contrary to the fact that sometimes I disagree with the things that comes out of his mouth, right? In the sense that the way he talks about money, 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 money. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, money is actually, and it always has been in this world, the root of all evil, right? But we don't really look at it like that because none of us, the majority of us, let me correct that, the majority of us haven't had enough to be in the position where we were saying things like Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, I will say that I have been in the position in my life where if I've had a dollar or two, right? And I mean, I don't per se want for anything. I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy, right? But I did take it upon myself to make a way for my family, my wife. And I think that it's coming upon everybody in the chat to understand and recognize that as adults, we have an obligation to fend for ourselves and take care of our families. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us as adults, this is the Donald Trump thing. A lot of us as adults, right, tend to put our responsibilities on the back burner and do other things that are not consistent with being a man or a woman when it comes to representing your family, right? You got to represent your family, man, or ladies, right? So I'm saying that to say this. I was in the gym at least 25 years, right? Until I was at least like, I want to say 47, right? But there was a time in my career that I couldn't perform no more. You know what I mean? And contrary to the fact that it annoyed me that I couldn't pick up a rope, right? And um, do 4 minutes, right? Basically, in the gym, you work by rounds, 4 minute rounds, not three, 4 minute rounds, 5 minute rounds, 6 minute rounds if you're good. And you know what I'm saying? If you take your boxing serious, 5 and 6 minute rounds, right? 3, 4 minute, 6 minute rounds, 4 minute rounds, 5 minute rounds, right? So that at the end of the day, not just that, but I'm using that as the primary source of where I'm going with the possibility that why it's a bad idea for Floyd Mayweather Jr. to come out of retirement, right? I know for a fact that when you get to a certain age, your ankles stop performing. Yeah, that's right. They stop performing. You can't turn over your feet like you're like you're running, right? It becomes hard to roll with your feet. You know what I mean? Like tiptoe and run or walk or run on top on your tiptoes, it becomes hard. Yeah, I mean, it gets to the point where you have to run flat footed because your cartilages in your feet have wore out. You know what I mean? If you are a competitive boxer in the game, like Floyd Mayweather Jr., like I was, right? Your stuff gonna wear out, man. I mean, age has a huge position on how long you last in the game, right? As far as how long your body will allow you to do the things that you did up to expectations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you, the majority of you wouldn't have a clue what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to try to do, what I'm going to do for y'all, I'm going to break this down scientifically, right? As far as the journal is concerned, right? Um, Ankle stiffness or seizing up after 50 is primarily caused by degenerative arthritis, inflammation, and reduced mobility. Also, osteoarthritis from decades of wear and tear, accumulated damage from previous sprains, and natural age related reduced flexibility. High impact pivoting, you heard me? High impact pivoting and jumping, primarily rope, right? In enduring causes cartilage breakdown, resulting in chronic stiffness, swelling, and reduced range of motion. You know what I mean? I mean, look. You guys could take that lightly, right? And you might say, man, he don't know what the hell he is. Man, I'm checking this out right now. I was so adamant about the boxing game, man. You know what I'm saying? That for 6 days a week, sometimes 7, right? I had a routine. It was consisted of shadow boxing. The first thing you did when you got when you got in the gym, you shadow box, right? The same thing, um, 4 4 minute rounds, right? Get to finish with the shadow boxing. You got to the big bag, right? Same thing, 4 4 minute rounds, right? And I'm talking about if you in shape and you tearing that bag up, right? Same thing with the speed bag. See, back in the days, these pads are new to old school, seriously speaking, right? Because for agility and being in a position where you could land your punch where you want to, you use the speed bag, right? For agility, for mobility, to be in a position where you was accurate with your punches, right? We didn't know nothing about, shout out to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and Mo, right? We didn't know nothing about no pads. I did have the occasion about 2 years ago to frequent the pads, right? But And I will say this: it's not like a complicated thing to learn, right? And it comes with the territory, right? It's good, especially if you have a defect in your defense, right? Pass are good. I mean, they're very good, especially if you know what you're doing, right? And it's not, like I said, it's not a hard thing to pick up, right? In fact, I can probably do pass it good in a week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm being realistic. I'm telling you guys how I feel about the game and still feel about the game, right? So let me finish with this and we'll get back to Floyd, right? The cartilage in the ankles, and then ooh, that's a cold thing when all you know is boxing and your cartilage breaks down in your ankles and your ankles stiffen up on you where you can't like really jump rope, you can't really shadow box the way you. I'm being realistic. You can't really shadow box the way you want to because your ankles have stiffened up for all the batter they've taken over the years. I'm telling you. Okay, ankle joints wears down due to years of high pack activity, leading to joint space reduction, pain, and stiffness. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at if you go back and you look at Floyd Mayweather skill set, right? When he's training or working out for a fight, right? He has the mobility of a great boxer. You know what I mean? You can see from what he did back in the days that he was a great boxer, right? You can see that up until I want to say like he was 46. I can tell that his mobility has lessened, right? He's not as um, uh, agile, right, as he once was. And now at 52, man, they're going to be able to run all over the ring on him, right? He is not going to be able to pivot out of the way because his cartilages in his ankles are not going to allow him to do the things that he did when he was 20 to 30. That is totally understandable. I'm quite sure you guys can understand that, right? And again, I mean, I like Floyd Mayweather when it comes to the boxing scheme of things, but I say to risk your 50 and 0, your world renowned 50 and 0 boxing elite status, right? For what reason? I am not going to get off into that because he might have multiple reasons. But for the sake of historical impasses that he has made in the sport of boxing, man, come on, Floyd. Come on, man. It's got to be a way around this. It's got to be a way, man. You know what I mean? And I would appreciate it if one of y'all would call in, you know what I'm saying, and give me some help with understanding why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would want to do that. 870-571-3995. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, this is a bitter pill to swallow. Because I mean, I've followed Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, from day one, right? From when his father trained him, from when his uncle Roger got him, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you go back and look at those tapes from father to uncle, right, to now, right, you will see the difference. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is nowhere near being conditioned enough to fade his past today. He can't fade his past because he can't. His mobility is not going to let him. I don't know how you guys thinking about this, right? You think I'm hating on him? You think I'm, you know what I'm saying? I want to see Floyd Mayweather stay in retirement, but just to be standing in retirement. No, man. I want to stay. I want him to stay in retirement because I know he can't come out of that retirement and be active as a professional as he once was. And somewhere and that's perfectly understandable for me, right? Because at 76 years of age, I still, you know what I'm saying, plant my left foot and work that jab, right? And actually, sometimes I convince myself into believing at 76 years old that I can get in the ring with oh man, especially somebody like Richardson Hitchens. I think that I can whoop. You know what I'm saying? So the mind plays tricks on you, man. And not to say, man, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't give Richardson Hitchens a go for his money, man. I ain't saying that, right? You know what I'm saying? Because there are ways to manipulate your movement. Manipulate, but man, but that's that is painful. You know, I'm an ex junkie boxer, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I say ex junkie boxer, I mean, man, when I box, man, you know what I'm saying? If I couldn't go in the gym every day and come out of the gym wringing wet with sweat, I wasn't working out, man. And I felt hella bad. Never happened to me because I came, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, psychologically speaking, right? I would have felt hella bad because, man, no, you don't. As a professional, as a person that really loves the sport, right? You cannot um, say if, right? It's about doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say if. No, 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 no. I did that, man. When I was in it, just like Floyd, you go in there. If you back in the day, you saw Floyd. Floyd was profusely wet. You know, man, Devin, profusely wet. Torrance Crawford. I mean, these cats are for real fighters, boxers, right? You know what I'm saying? And to get to the point where you sweating profusely every time you get in that gym, right, man, you are determined to be the best damn boxer in the world. And a lot of these cats that I've mentioned, along with myself, I should have been one of the best boxers in the world, right? Or now the best boxers in the world because they put in the work to become the best boxers in the world, as is the case with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Bone on bone is no joke. Shout out to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. That was Bruce's comment, right? And that's true. Bone on, man. I mean, for me, I mean, I can get around it because I'm not active like that. I still work out, right? But the agility, I don't even try to do that no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I know my body. I say my mind said do it, but my body said hell no, I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. You know, so the same thing applies to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Man, I salute that dude, man. And if it's what they say it is, right? It's about the money. Damn, I really hate that. But you got to do what you got to do, or you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can find a way. You know what I'm saying? Pray to your creator to find out if that is the case. Logically speaking, what other reason could Floyd Mayweather give for getting back in the ring, risking his 15-0 career, right? For what other reason? What? For what other reason? I mean, can you help me out with that? Because I'm totally baffled to see this superb boxer, right? Risk all the glory that he has accumulated uh, to come out of retirement. For what? For what? That's crazy, man. That is totally crazy. But anyway, people, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna cut, right? What did y'all think about? First and foremost, what the hell did y'all think about the behavior after all that mess he was talking, especially to Devin Haney, right? When Devin Haney called him out, he called him ninjas and y'all bitchs, you and your daddy, and all kind of silly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just nuts stuff, right? Richard Son Hitchens is the person who I'm speaking of. Man, check this out, man. There's no way in the world that anybody can debate with me that Richard Hitchinson wasn't scared to get in the ring last night with Oscar Duarte. He was scared. He was scared. If you pivot back to some of the discussion that he was having with different people about boxing and what he was going to do to him and sign a contract and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Keyshawn Davis. Look, man, this cat was saying he wanted to fight All those, and actually he said he wanted all the smoke, right? But come fight night, with Oscar Duarte, he came up with a unoriginal explanation for why he couldn't make that fight. Illness. Someone said, I'm not saying it came out of his mouth, but someone said it was food poisoning. Food poisoning. Is that enough for a serious boxer to uh, put himself in a position where people question the legitimacy of his expertise as a boxer? Food poisoning? Oh man, I don't know about this, man. When it comes to Richardson Henderson, man, because there's certain boxers in the game who I've taken notice to the fact that they're scared. And some of them, like Richard Henderson, got some skills. Richard Henderson got some skills, man. But this is just outrageous, right? That you get to the altar and you decide you don't want to get married. Same thing with boxing, right? Dude got to the final stage to defend his IBL Junior Welterweight Championship of the World and peed. And peed, man. I have no respect whatsoever for Richardson Henderson. And I said this last night. If I was the Haney's, I would hurry up and take his name off the list. Because more likely than not, he's not going to be at the fight. A lot of those cats, those chattermouths, those big mouth boxers are fighters, right? That say they want to smoke from Devin, they ain't getting in the ring with Devin. But Teofimo Lopez ducked Devin Haney for years. He even went on live TV and said he was the biggest duck in the world. I mean, that's fact, right? So what I'm saying to y'all is, why these cats, right, be making all that noise prior to the fight, but when it comes to fight night and do the stuff that Richardson Hitchens did, man, I just ain't got no respect for them. I don't have, let me rephrase it. I don't have any respect for them. You feel me? That ain't boxing, man. I don't know how a man could put all that work in. Again, Hitchens had a pretty decent skill set, right? 20-0, actually. Undefeated, right? IDF, Junior Welterweight Champion of the World. And he surrendered all that for what? What logical explanation can Richard Henderson give for not making that fight? Make the weigh in, the weigh in to determine whether he was too far over the weight per IBF rules, right? When you rehydrate back up, right? He was up to get 149, right? Which was the cutoff was 150, right? He made all the weights, but yet and still he couldn't make the fight. I pray to Allah. I pray to Allah that Richard Henderson is listening to me. You soft as cotton, man. And don't you dare ever holler anything negative about what you going to do to them Haneys, right? Because I'm going to come find you and sock your ass up myself. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me. You know, you put in all those years of work, right? And you get to the altar and pee. What kind of man is that? What kind of man is that? You know, I said I was going to get up out of here, but see, as long as y'all, you know what I'm saying, got me wired up with this boxing, I mean, it's kind of difficult for me to just push the button. You feel me? So, another thing about an event last night. Ron Garcia and Mario Barrio for the WBC welterweight championship fight of the world, right? Sad. Yep. Sad. Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios are sad boxers, man. No, not boxers, fighters. They're sad fighters, right? And I already made mention and notice to all the coaches in that division and all around it, right, that come in contact in the ring with Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna save that. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia is an easy beat. He's an easy beat. Now I will say this: he has escalated his skill set a tiny bit. Right? He is now using his right hand. Shout out to the chat. Right? He's now home home wrecking, knee knocking, and something else. This guy, let me see what he's talking about. Yeah, okay, I'll concur with that, brother. Yeah, he's still home wrecking knee knocker said that these guys always give an excuse when they don't want to fight. That's not verbatim, right? And he was speaking about when Floyd Schofield um, claimed he had food poisoning. The same type of scenario applies to Floyd Schofield Jr., right? These cats are scary to me. Floyd Schofield, Richard Hitchison, um, uh, 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 Ryan Garcia, they scary to me. You know what I mean? You know, if you take notice to Ryan Garcia, when somebody is attacking Ryan Garcia, I believe it's from the right side, he turns his rump to you. He turns his rump to you because he don't want to get hit on that side, right? He turns his rump to you. I ain't gonna say, how they look, right? Because I'm quite sure you already know, right? But I'm saying these cats got these different mindsets, right? When it comes to getting in the ring, right? That's totally not boxing. You know what I mean? It's food. Oh, give me a break, man. I mean, it's and look, both of them dudes, Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios, need to get out of boxing. That performance last night was pitiful. I don't know if Mario Barrios threw 50 punches in 12 rounds. 50. I don't know if he threw 50 punches. He was that off when it came to moving forward and trying to hit Ryan Garcia. He was awful. And again, I hope Mario Barrios, listen, retire, man. Don't do yourself like that. Don't do your family like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in a position where you before the world being that embarrassing. That was embarrassing, man. That was embarrassing. So, look, man, I got to get up out of here. But hit that subscription button for you, button. Hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section and give me your opinion on whether you think Floyd Mayweather Jr. should retire. Shout out to home wrecking, knee knocker. Oh, what the hell does that say? That's covered up by something, and I can't get to it. Oh, home wrecking, knee knocking. Anyway, okay, people. I love you. Appreciate your support. Hit that subscription button on the way out the door, and I'll see you when I see you. Have a blessed day, and support the Carissa Shields fight. I can't wait. Later.